Okay, I'm burning some Palo Santo for abundance to continue the theme of today. So, this is going to be your weekly love reading, Virgo, okay? I'll do a 9-card spread. I'll get 3 cards for how you're feeling, 3 cards for how your person's feeling, and 3 cards for the outcome, okay? This is for the 3rd week of September, so this weekend and all of next week. I've got my Wise Witch tarot cards for oracle cards for guidance from spirit at the end. I'm using the Kinner deck, which is quite spooky. It's got skeletons, and I've got these really cool clarifying love situations and shadow love oracle cards to understand why your person is doing the things that they're doing, saying the things that they're saying, what is, behind their actions, okay? And if anything involves understanding what timing there's going to be around a meeting or healing or something, I will use those divine time oracle cards, okay? So let's get them moved out of the way. So Spirit Guides, Universe and Angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Virgo's highest good. How is Virgo feeling in this 3rd week of September? 3 cards, please. The Ace of Pentacles. Well, someone else had that in their reading. I don't know, it was Aries. Or it could have been a different sign. Could have been Gemini, actually. Another one for Virgo then, please. The Love is reversed with the Page of Wands. Do you feel like something was, it seemed to be going great guns, it should have gone to the next level, and then it didn't, and it feels unfair? Because a page is someone who's at the beginning of a journey, so it's like a false start. And the Lovers reversed is, instead of things being equal and those affections and efforts being, balanced and in equilibrium, it's one person was trying much harder than the other. So I'd say you were at the beginning of something, but it became, a false start. Okay, we've got the Queen of Cups, which is someone who's very generous, nurturing, and we've got the Four of Wands, which is a public union, a household. The 4 represents the 4 sides of a house, the 4 legs of a chair. It's very, very stable energy, and it's usually a very public union between 2 people that live together. Everyone knows about the relationship. Queen of Cups is very much like the water beneath her is calm, still. She's in charge of her emotions. She's very loving, very nurturing. So you could be a single parent, okay? Or you could just be really, looking for, in search of this stable, happy, drama-free, life within your household, okay, and protecting that at all costs. So let's see, because you know your emotions and why you're feeling the way that you feel. Let's get cards for your person then, Virgo, okay? Right, so they've got a combination of the King of Cups, which would be your divine counterpart because you're the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. See, that looks like a married couple to me. So the King of Cups, again, is someone with very calm emotions, a very calm, you know, exterior. He can be slightly less, you know, looking at the wider picture and more single-minded than the Queen of Cups. But, yeah, it's just that a more masculine energy, but it's two versions of the same kind of character, like very generous, warm-hearted, calm, you know, under pressure. The Queen of Wands is someone who's warm, confident, creative. She's holding a sunflower. Wands we know is, you know, passion, drive, energy, confidence, excitement. This looks like a couple, I'm not gonna lie. Like, and they're in the upright, so they're very positive. I mean, you have a lot of wands and you have the Ace of Pentacles, so I'm getting fire energy from you, I'm getting earth energy from you. You are Virgo, so that's earth. You might have some fire placements, or you're just in this, you know, energy of being motivated towards having a stable, happy household. So you could be the Queen of Wands. If you met the King of Cups, you could become the Queen of Wands, someone who's cups but also passionate, confident, driven. You know, if you have those fire placements. I'm not sure about this yet, so let's get some more. So it could be someone you're already dealing with, this King of Cups, or it could be someone that's going to come into your life. Or this could be a reading that involves a married couple, I don't know. So let's get two more cards for the person you're thinking of, or the one you're going to be dealing with in this third week of September. So the Three of Cups came out in the challenge position, it came out sideways. See, that's just like that's coming together, celebrating with other people. And the Three of Cups could also speak to a third party situation. So I don't know if you're going to get involved with someone who's already in a partnership. They could be, they're not necessarily married, they could be, you know, parents to a child. I just get, because they've got a king and queen, I get that they're more kind of stable energies. They're both seated and confident. So they could be co-parenting children and not together. You know, some people co-parent from separate households and they're perfectly amicable. It's not always dramatic, you know. It doesn't have to be like drama filled. Or the potential could be an affair, a third party dynamic, you know, like this Queen of Wands doesn't know about. Let's see what else comes out. The Seven of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So this is, the Seven of Cups is daydreaming, okay? There's many different dreams and illusions there, possibilities. It's lying at home on your bed daydreaming, or sat at your desk at work daydreaming, you know, and some of those options are good. And if you look towards the top, there's a wand, there's like a love spell, there's a pointy finger, which could be, you know, justice or something like that. And then you have, I think the top one is the Ace of Cups, actually. And, you know, at the bottom you have a tentacle creeping out of the cup. a snake and something that looks like a bat. So we have some good things and some not good things. Some things that could be, you know, not so good choices and more risky, and then things that are just exciting or, you know, full of emotion. So let's see. The Eight of Wands is progress. It's action, it's communication, it's very, very quick. Wands are, you know, enthusiasm, passion. These are shells, which are like, you know, these are sort of almost like maritime, these cards, but yeah, they're ones which are phallic, so it's passion, enthusiasm, drive. And then we've got the Eight of Swords, so someone's feeling trapped. You see the way the skull is surrounded by 8 swords? That's self-imposed imprisonment. So swords are thinking, it's thoughts, it's information. Swords can also be the truth. But this Eight of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment. It's having anxious thoughts, fearful thoughts, intrusive thoughts, feeling trapped. Okay, it's not literally being trapped, it's feeling trapped. Feeling like you can't get away from your worries. So perhaps this King of Cups is not happy where they are. I'm getting a third party dynamic here. 3 cards for the outcome, please, for this 3rd week of September. I mean, that would suggest why we've got the Lovers reversed. And, you know, you as a page. Feeling, you know, a lack of balance. Feeling a false start. That would make sense, wouldn't it, actually? Okay, so we've got the 5 of Swords reversed. So the 5 of Swords upright is sometimes the victory is not worth the price. It's when there's been a battle, like an argument, and then everyone's walked away in different directions, and, you know, there's been a lot of victims, a lot of collateral damage there. When that's reversed, what does that mean? 5 of Swords reversed. Is it avoiding arguments, avoiding drama? I've got a feeling that it is, but I'm going to check, because these cards can have different meanings, and sometimes there'll be an option I haven't thought of. I think it's avoiding paying a price, but I'm going to... Yeah, see that 8 of Swords that I was talking about for your person, the one you've been the one you've been dealing with, Virgo, is, you know, they have a bandage, a blindfold around their eyes, and they're sort of tied up, but the swords are surrounding them, not all the way round, but it's like they just feel so restricted, and like they're in a place where nothing can grow, you know, or become anything here. Like, it's such a barren landscape. It says fruitless overthinking, disempowerment, fears, doubts, uncontrolled thoughts, captivity. They're in need of a rebirth, change, decisions, opportunity, truth. That's what they're in need of, okay? Let me get the 5 of Swords. Here we go. See, look, this 5 is the number of change. This person is holding 3 swords, okay? They've got the other swords that they're about to go and gather up. So it's like they won the argument, but people are walking away. That person's actually holding their head in their hands, like desperately upset. You know, and this person has got, like, I don't know if they're, like, rags that are bloodied or, you know, but it doesn't look like a happy outcome. And it's been very, you know, if you look at the air and the clouds, like, rushing through the sky, that's communication where, you know, sharp tongues are being used, like, to sort of hurt feelings. Does that make sense? And it says sometimes the victory is not worth the price. So you can win an argument or say harsh things and feel quite pleased with yourself, and then you think, shit, what have I done? So that reversed is strength being tested, remaining approachable, fair, assertive, uncertain outlook, resentment. So I think it's someone who's avoiding having a harsh tongue. They're trying to avoid this collateral damage of all these skulls mounting up here. You know, they're trying not to hurt people, and that is one of the outcomes here. And it's not you, it's the person that's married or co-parenting or in a long-term commitment already. They're, you know, using their imagination to daydream. They're wishing they were somewhere else. They want change. They feel trapped. So that's what's going on with the person that you're in a third-party dynamic with. And I know that that's what it is because I've got the Lovers reversed and you come out as a page, and the person they're in a public union with is of equal status to them. They're a king and a queen, right? They might not be well matched. You've got a Queen of Wands, which is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and we've got a King of Cups, which is Taurus, Virgo. No, sorry, it's not Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Cups is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You, being the Queen of Cups then, you've probably got some water placements. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You might have some earth, some fire and some water. I mean, all people have different, across your natal chart, your birth chart, you have different amounts of all of the different signs, okay? Depending on what your sun sign is, your moon sign, your rising, and then it goes into stuff that's way beyond my comprehension, but we all have elements of the different signs. It's just how much. That's what makes you unique, okay? And it's what makes some people more compatible or less compatible. And it's true that very opposite signs can complement each other really well, because you tend to like pull out a bit more of that sign in the other person, but you can clash really badly as well. So, interesting. I'm just thinking what's either side of Virgo. Anyway, it doesn't matter, You can find out your natal charts, okay, using your full date of birth and a Google search, and you can find a website that pulls it up. It just helps you to understand why, you know, you are the way that you are. Let's get 2 more cards for the outcome then. So someone's avoiding using a harsh tongue, despite feeling trapped, despite wanting change, despite daydreaming about being somewhere else. 2 more for the 3rd week of September. What will be the outcome? The Empress. A creator, someone who creates from nothing. Someone who has all of the queens, so the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. Someone is going to be a nurturer, a creator. The Empress card can symbolise pregnancy or pregnancy of ideas, so it can be literal or figurative, but she is abundant in every way. Knowledge, emotions, expertise, courageousness, love. She is a person who is able to create, you know, everything from nothing as many times as she needs to, wherever she is. It's the highest status. Okay, the counterpart to the Empress is the Emperor. See, this person has all of the knowledge, the wisdom, the love, the intelligence, the creativity, you know, the compassion, the money. That's going to be the outcome. Another one for the outcome, please, for 3rd week of September, between Virgo and the one they're dealing with. Recovery from heartache, heartbreak, and you see there's 3 swords because, you know, it's just couldn't be any more damage to that heart. It feels to be the end of a connection. So I don't know whether that's you or your person. I think because you're trying to, I see that as you trying to protect your peace, to be honest, within your household. You could be wanting a public union. That person obviously wants change, but it's on them, isn't it, to make that happen or stay put. I'm not sure who the Empress is. I'm not sure who's levelling up here. I mean, you've gone from being a Page of Wands to a Queen of Cups, so it's possible that you could become the Empress with drive, you know, protecting your finances, working on, you know, levelling up, being passionate, being creative, using intelligence, you know, being wise, doing your research on people, creating strong boundaries. Because if the king was levelling up, they'd become the emperor more than likely. If they were becoming the empress, they would be looking at that wider family picture, and it doesn't really fit if they're looking to leave that scenario. And we've got the recovery from heartache, so I feel like it's you. I feel like you're going to have the glow up. I mean, for people to view you as the Empress is like the absolute best compliment. Let's clarify the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Give me one for the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands, please. Which is the one you've been dealing with and the person that they're involved with. Enlighten truths. Share your insights, spreading awareness with the power of honesty. So this person might be, you know, speaking in an honest way with you. Let me do the shadow love cards first. What's been going on with this King of Cups and the one they're committed with at the moment? Dark side. Your dark side keeps you from enjoying the love you have. Don't let it steal your joy. They've got a dark side. This King of Cups has a dark side. Teasing, dangling partial truths, needing answers, shifting. See, they've told you some bits and pieces, but we don't have a complete picture of what's going on between them and their person and why that isn't, you know, fulfilling them. Give me one for the Three of Cups in the challenge position, public image. Worried about appearances, can't relax, conceited. So this person has stayed where they are because they're worried about what people will think, what it'll look like, which is often the case, isn't it, with a marriage? You know, it's one thing to be boyfriend and girlfriend and split up, but it's old news really quickly. As harsh as that, you know, is, it's more like of a focus on you and the person you're with and maybe immediate relatives, you know, who've been involved, are disappointed or distressed as well. But when you're married and you've got assets together, it gets quite messy. People, you know, rightly or wrongly, may judge those that have made, you know, more formal, official, legal commitments to one another. But I don't think that is right, because it's a relationship, isn't it, at the end of the day, and not all relationships are meant to be forever. But people do, they view like a failed marriage, they, you know, that term, you know, just makes people feel like they've not managed to keep something going, or they should have done something better, or, you know, be in a different kind of way. Like that, I don't know why they treat it as a failure, but that it's sort of a societal thing. Maybe it needs to change. So they're worried about image. So it could be, you know, that they're worried what people are going to say in work, what people are going to say in the neighbourhood, what people are going to say amongst mutual friends, being burned, afraid to love someone again, unhealed trauma, runs away. You know, they're afraid that they're going to get into another situation where they're going to find they're not fulfilled, you know, so they might be sabotaging this thing with you and stopping it getting into something bigger, because they just think, well, all relationships are like that, you know. Give me one for the Seven of Cups, which is like daydreaming, and the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords, where they feel trapped, crumbling. What you've built feels like it's falling apart. It's okay, you have the strength to build anew. This person is not happy where they are. They're in a marriage that they're not happy in, and they've told you bits and pieces about it, but they've got some kind of dark side, this person, and it says they've been burned in the past. They've got some kind of trauma, something unhealed, and they tend to run away from, you know, the ones they feel they have a really special connection with. It's getting a bit juicy now. So we've got the Five of Swords. Give me one for the Five of Swords, which is holding your tongue, avoiding, you know, that collateral damage of people. Mirror, reflect your own issues, like attracts like. So you've been brought into contact with this person because you've also been burned in the past. You're a Queen of Cups. You're a counterpart that has been, or will be, put in touch with this person because you each have experienced some kind of trauma, some kind of trust issues, being burned. Okay, so we've got mirror. This is what you have in common with this person, okay? That's not because, you know, you're attracting this person in a negative way. There's growth that needs to happen in you, growth that needs to happen in them, and you may come together over the understanding that you can empathise with what they think and feel, and it might be that you end up discussing stuff and it helps you both heal. It doesn't mean you're going to be together forever, but it means that you're going to reflect each other's wounds and trigger each other, trigger growth and development, and you do become the empress out of this. Undecided, choosing between lovers, competing for affection, self-righteous, act spiritually superior, condescending and preachy. So they come across like that, that's how you'll know who this person is. Okay, they're very concerned about their public image. They're in a crumbling marriage. They come across self-righteous and they put you in third-party scenarios because, you know, they've got unhealed traumas and you are mirroring, you know, them, and it's triggering you to become the empress. I mean, the good news is you grow from this experience, right? I should explain that. An example is if you feel like you've been burned by this person, it makes you draw firmer boundaries. You know, you find yourself running towards this person, putting up with, you know, not enough from them, and sympathising with them and empathising with them, but then getting hurt. It makes you decide, no, I'm not going to be put in this position, and you grow from that. And you can still sort of understand why that person is the way that they is, but don't continue to take it on as your problem. Does that make sense? And if you run away from them, or you block them, or, you know, say like if you don't tell them how deep your feelings are for them because you're protecting yourself, that's an example of running. You might make out to them like they don't mean that much to you, or you just want them to say it first or something. That is controlling. It's a little bit manipulative, and they're being vulnerable to you and you're not really being vulnerable to them. So in that way they'll be like, well, you never really told me that you feel that way, or they might open up to you, and then you might go, do you know what, I don't think I actually told this person like how much they mean to me. I found myself thinking it, I found myself feeling it, and I found myself wanting them to tell me, but I don't think I've ever told them. You know, like sometimes it just pulls out some growth in you where you're like, shit, I didn't think I had work to do on myself, but maybe I do. You know, it's one of them, the runner-chaser dynamic, and you each have the same issue, but you take turns reflecting each other's behaviour and responding to it, and then you grow. So I do think this is fated, that you met or will meet, and I think there will be growth out of it. Whether it'll, you know, be a non-starter because of that, it doesn't mean it wasn't an important and meaningful connection and that you haven't had really good times together. It just maybe isn't something that's meant to be forever. So let's see. Three of Swords reverse. So this is recovery from heartache, heartbreak. It's the heart with 3 swords going through it. Deadly combo. Dangerous when together, triggering explosive. So you could have been very passionate, but also have big fallouts with each other. I love that card. It's so like emotive, isn't it? You could be like a loaded gun around this person, like just ready to pop off. It can be like blissful when you're together, but you're not together that much, and then the times that you're not together, you know, you barely speak and you're having arguments, and but that's what causes that healing. Do you know what I mean? Like, the argument will be over, you don't tell me how you really feel, or you don't really make yourself vulnerable to me, you don't really make yourself available to me, you don't really, you know, live up to the promises that, you know, breadcrumbing is when you promise to meet up with someone and you make plans, and then, you know, you take them away because you're trying to keep that person interested in you without giving them as much time, you know, as they actually deserve. You know they'll walk away if you don't offer certain things, so you offer it, but you don't actually follow it through, or you think of a reason why it can't happen, because you want, this person doesn't want you to be in a third party scenario with them, but they have unhealed traumas, so they're attracted to you. They probably feel magnetised towards you, they don't know why. You probably had some meaningful, you know, conversations that have come out of arguments, and you will have triggered healing, okay, in them and in you. One of you might be able to do the work and the other one might refuse to. It depends how dark things go for them, you know, like what they experienced in the past, if it's, or they're just not prepared to work on it or face it, you know, like that's people's choices. Yeah, so I should do the shadow ones first, and then I'll get, this is more like, you know, what needs to happen. So give me one for being burned and public image. 3 of Cups. They're worried about what family will say if they break up with this marriage. 3 of Cups is groups of people, so it could be workplaces, you know, wider family, neighbourhood, you know, whoever's in the neighbourhood. Consumed. Extinguish doubt by having open communication. They need to talk to their person about what they're thinking and feeling, because it's no good thinking and feeling and then just keeping it to yourself. You know, it eats you up. Consumed. So we've got delicate balance. Strike a balance between freedom and commitment. It's not right this person feels trapped, but if they cut themselves loose, they're going to run for a situation again where they might just cause the same, you know, it's not fair to have like these unfair power dynamics where, you know, they've got you dangling as a page, putting up with, you know, less than what you deserve. This will all be swirling around this person's head, do you know what I mean? Give me one for the 5 of Swords reversed with Mirror. You know, in all relationships, whether you're already married or you're meeting someone new, there needs to be reciprocity and balance, and when you realise that that is not happening, you know, it needs to be discussed and faced. So we've got wild at heart. A desire for freedom leads to running away again. Yeah. So you might go into, you know, looking for, you know, living by yourself, you know, not being involved with anyone, and then become a page starting a brand new journey, but you might pick the wrong kind of person again, because secretly you've got the same kind of traumas and wounds as they have, and you're creating a scenario where you're always single, because you're finding people with the same wounds as you. So until you become the Empress and you grow and evolve, you know, you'll keep doing that page kind of like journey where it's a non-start or a false start with someone, until you've learned. But you become the Empress out of this, so I think that you do the work. Wild at heart. A desire for freedom leads to one. We've read that one. Dance of Souls. Be vulnerable and let your 2 hearts intertwine. So if you are the kind of person that hasn't been telling someone how you might think and feel all manner of stuff. It might be, you know, with me, like, it's prolific, it's constant, I'm just obsessed with someone. If I like them, it doesn't mean like I automatically say that to that person. At the beginning, I really don't. I wait for them to say it, and that might be an issue I need to work on. Do you know what I mean? So it's about being open with people, being vulnerable. Hard climb, many issues to deal with or difficult conversations. It's really, really scary, because what if that person doesn't feel the same? Or what if they don't feel the same yet? Or what if they're put off? You know, like, it's so scary. Sometimes, like, that's why it feels safer to wait for the other person to say it. You know, but if they're like the same kind of person, then no one's saying it. Or if they've got some kind of issues where, you know, you opening up, being vulnerable to them is a problem, you know, and you get punished for it, that might make you shy away from saying how you feel to the next person even more. Does that make sense? All people have shadow work to do, all people have shadow sides, and they all have things to heal, things to grow, things to reflect on. There's nobody on this planet that doesn't have that. So, you know, that's the point of life, right? That's the point of lessons and, you know, coming into contact with other souls. You learn things from each other, you teach, you grow, you heal. And if you don't learn, then you have the same lesson presented to you again as many times as it needs to happen. Let intuition guide your steps, illuminating the life path meant for you, soul's compass. Yeah, so it's about going with your gut on things. You know that feeling of like butterflies when you're like nervous? That's like a gut feeling. Or if you feel like in danger, like walking down the street and it's dark, you kind of, your logic's telling you something bad could happen. Your heart's really hoping something bad doesn't happen, and you feel scared and stuff, but your intuition, if a car drives up beside and they're going slow, your gut starts telling you, like, start running, do you know what I mean? And it's like your sixth sense coming in, like, start running now, you know, or get something sharp ready to stab someone with. Like, it's that sixth sense. So if your, you know, brain is telling you you're married, that's a legal obligation, you shouldn't leave where you are. If your heart's telling you, like, we've built so much together, I'm throwing it away, it's sad, it's going to cause a lot of trouble. If your gut is telling you, but I'm not happy, you know, then you need to go with your gut. We make different decisions based on emotions of fear, guilt, you know, sorrow, regret, sadness. That doesn't mean you should stay with someone because it's a legal responsibility, or because you're worried what other people will think, or you don't want to hurt people. That doesn't mean you stay where you are and give up your happiness, or make yourself imprisoned somewhere, because other people know when you're not really happy, and they might be prepared to look away from it or ignore it, or they might just be annoyed with you even more and think you don't really want to be here. So you've got to go with your gut, go with your instincts. What's your body telling you? You know, what's that visceral response that you get in your intestines, in your gut? You know, if you've got constant IBS and knots in your tummy because actually you're ignoring the obvious, you know, like your body's trying to tell you something there. Give me one for deadly combo and recovery from heartache. Together, dangerous one together, triggering, explosive. Love blocks. Dismantle hidden barriers to real intimacy and trust. Well, wow, look at that imagery. That's so cool. Yeah, this, you know, everyone has, like, skeletons, everyone has dark, you know, things in their past that they're not that comfortable facing. and sometimes you like a kind of way and you've never really thought about it like that. And that's what all these like life experiences are about, you know. I like this one because I feel like we got some really good work done here. I feel that you've already been involved with this person and you're coming out with it, and that's why you've become the Empress. So I don't really feel called to pull a divine timing card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get advice from Spirit, okay? With the Wise Witch Oracle cards. Focus. Focus your energy. Your intentions hold great power. So this is about manifesting. You see the colour purple here? This is your crown chakra. It's about using your intuition, connecting to spirit and source, and saying out loud what you want. What is the life that I want? If you want stability for yourself, if you want to be a single parent or a single person living in your own house, you know, managing your emotions, you know, that's great. If you want to be in a divine union with someone who's healed, that matches you well, and you've both done the work, and you meet, you know, in the future you might meet a King of Cups who, you know, is healed, and you are each giving half, you know, and you are balanced, and you know you can create that union, but you need to say out loud what you're looking for. Universe, please help me to meet somebody who has X, Y, and Z qualities. Please help me to get a house in this location, you know, with these kind of furnishings. Picture what you want and bring it into fruition, okay? But learn from these fated unions, these soul contracts that you are experiencing. Learn from them, and it looks like you are, you know, because you become the Empress in the next week or so. You become this very wise, abundant, you know, person that creates from zero, wherever they are, as many times as they need to. You have everything within you, and you are ready to manifest, you know, your happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and please give it a like, support the channel, repost it, put it back out into the ether, let other people benefit from it, subscribe, hit the notifications, and make sure you scroll through and look for your moon sign, look for your rising sign, if you know what that is. I don't even know what mine is, but some people do. Look for cusping signs, so like I'm early on in the Taurus season, so Aries readings resonate with me, so you might find that Virgo, you might find that Libra readings resonate with you, or Leo. So yeah, if you're at the end of Virgo season, then look at the next sign along in zodiac order, you know, or vice versa. If you're early in the season, look at the sign before yours in zodiac order, because I honestly, like, sometimes the Aries ones resonate even more, or I get the same kind of narrative but with slightly different detail, so I found that really interesting. Okay, and I will see you in the next one.